Coming up on Motorhead Garage, we'll show you a great one-stop shop for the UTV of your dreams. Plus, a couple of ways to improve the look of your vehicle while protecting it at the same time. And a couple of incredible SEMA builds right here in our studio.
Motorhead Garage, the program that each week introduces you to and shows you how to install the latest and exciting and innovative products for your vehicle. Motorhead Garage is presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. Now here's your host, Dave Dobson.
Welcome to Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. Now, a lot of you are probably looking for UTVs if you don't already have one, or you're looking to upgrade, and the process can be confusing. But I've got a one-stop shop for you where you're going to get what you're looking for, and that's Interstate 69 Motorsports. And Adam, tell me what sets Interstate 69 apart from the others that are out there.
Well, number one, Dave, I would have to go to the best deals. We simply have the best deals. We have one of the largest selections in stock in the United States, as well as our extremely knowledgeable sales staff, parts, service, down to the warehouse. We have over 70 employees that have a combined total of over 500 years experience in the power sports business. That's incredible.
And you're talking about big selection. How big of a dealership are we talking?
Well, as far as size of our actual facility, we have over a 50,000 square foot Honda and Polaris dealership, as well as multiple warehouses and a marine store across the street. So you're talking about over seven or 8 acres worth of property with buildings scattered all over it.
Holy cow, and it's a huge place, but you're in a small town. You're in Union City, Tennessee.
That's right.
Centrally located, which is cool, but I can't imagine you get a lot of foot traffic.
We still get a lot of foot traffic. I would say we get more from out of town and out of state.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we offer the best deals. So, you know, we get them coming from all the way up to 5 hours plus away one way. So all 50 states, we see them come from everywhere for sure.
And what do those folks say about the experience they get at Interstate 69?
When they leave, they're normally proud to say that I got mine at I-69, you know. They had a great experience, and we work very strongly off referrals and word of mouth. We've got right at a 5-star review on Google right now, so everybody seems to be saying great things.
When you're buying a big thing like a car or a UTV or a house, it's really important how you're treated.
That's correct.
How do you treat your customers?
We treat them, number one, how we would want to be treated, but with the utmost respect. You know, it is a large purchase. These things aren't cheap. And, you know, it's discretional money, and there's a lot of things you can spend it on. And, you know, in my opinion, which I'm a fellow rider as well, what better thing to spend it on is something you can get in with a whole family and go for a ride. So
that's cool. Let's talk about this one in particular.
Yeah.
You started with a stock vehicle, but you made some mods to it. So tell me what's on this particular UTV.
21 model Ranger 1000 XP in matte navy. That's a cool color. We've got a Copen winch on it, as well as we have a tip-out windshield, light bar, brush guard, aftermarket wheels and tires, 30-inch tires on it. I also see a factory radio from Polaris, to where we installed a genuine Polaris part audio system in it.
If folks are coming in to buy a lot of stock vehicles, how many of them are making modifications, and to what level are they going?
Most are, and we see accessory package vary anywhere from maybe $600 or $700 all the way up to, we had several last week that were $12,000 plus in accessories. So accessorizing them is definitely how to customize it and make it yours and make it work for you for what your intended purpose is. That's the main thing, is finding the right vehicle for that person's needs.
Now, if you're looking to go big, here is a perfect example. This vehicle is pretty spectacular. Josh, tell me what I'm looking at.
So it's a 21 Razor XP 1000. It's got a Pro Armor roll cage, there's seats, harnesses, doors. This thing's sick.
I can second that. How do I know I'm getting quality parts from Interstate 69?
Yeah, so we only pick brand name parts that fit, and they're top-notch parts.
And how do I know that I'm getting something that's going to work for me? How does your staff work with me there?
Sure. So the process is that when the sales guy gets the call, he fills out what the customer needs, their riding types, and helps them build out the machine to their needs.
How long has your staff been working and doing this?
Most everybody has been there for 10 plus years.
Wow, and these folks, this isn't just a job for them too. This is something they do in their spare time as well.
That's right. You know, on the weekends they're riding with their family, they're going to different places and checking out trails and everything.
So you can be sure that they're not going to put anything on here they wouldn't put on their vehicle.
That's 100% right.
What about warranties? Now we're getting all these parts put on our vehicle, we're getting a new vehicle. What are we talking about?
So the factory units come with 6 months, and then we have the option to get out to additional 4 years. So that's 8 times the factory warranty on that.
Pretty impressive. Interstate 69 is a huge dealership. How many vehicles are you selling in a day?
You know, we have sold up to 100 units in a single day.
Holy moly. That's incredible. And clearly, all those folks are satisfied customers. That's why they sell the big volume. And if you want to find out why Interstate 69 Motorsports is so popular and is the place to go, be sure to check them out on their website. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings right after this.
Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, is brought to you by RockAuto.com, all the parts your car will ever need. Borla, the world's most winning exhaust. Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radio since 1977. And by NH Oil Undercoating, the official oil-based rust prevention system.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. And don't mind me, I was just taking a nap up here on the roof of this Ford Explorer, but it's not just any Explorer. It's a beautiful 2019. Sam, you built it with Blood Type Racing and you did it for SEMA a couple of years ago. How did this vehicle come about?
We've been building SEMA vehicles for Ford for a few years now, and they approached us with the brand new 2020 Ford Explorer. And they wanted us to highlight the features. They didn't want to go too overboard like other SEMA vehicles are out there. So we took the name Explorer and we ran with it, and now it's an Explorer that explores.
And for you guys, this vehicle's perfect. You're not just building the complicated SEMA builds, you're building something that's accessible to the public.
Yes, we do deal with everyday clients. So it's not all about $100,000 builds. So we can start out as little as $2,000, $3,000 builds and go all the way up to $100,000. And you don't have to be Ford or you don't have to be Chevy and approach me to do this.
You see a lot of SEMA builds and it's really intimidating, but to see something like this and to know I can start with a small budget is really refreshing.
Yes, definitely.
But if you want to go bigger, then the BMW behind you is a perfect example. This is a Z4. And what did it start out as?
It was a plain BMW Z4 from 2011. So it's an oldie, but she's not old anymore.
Well, what did you do to her?
We imported a body kit from Germany that was actually used in the BMW racing series. So this is an actual authentic GT3 body kit. And we've put our twist on it, and we actually made it a very streetable body kit. And you know, we got rid of the big scoops in the hood, and then we also did some moldings of the body panels to make it nice and smooth. And we also made sure the convertible top still worked, whereas in the race car versions, the convertible tops does not work.
Well, you can't tell me it's streetable without going out to prove it. So if you don't mind, I'd love to take it for a spin.
Well, I'll give you the keys. Let's go.
Now, Sam, this thing sounds amazing. It feels amazing and it looks incredible. What kind of looks do you get from other folks out there on the road?
I think a good example is when we were actually driving down here on our trailer. It was an open trailer, so you were able to see the vehicle, but we had a random Camaro try to race us.
It was on the trailer?
While it was on the trailer, yes. We also had some random Mazda hatchback that was trying to race us too.
Perfect.
I mean, we lost that race, I'll give you that.
I can imagine, yeah, with the truck. When someone comes to you and they want a car like this, how important is it for you to get exactly what they want?
Well, for me, it's all about individuality. Like, I'm sure most of my clients don't want the same car that somebody else has. If so, they will never come to me.
Of course, yeah.
So it's all about individuality. So we sit down and we really talk details about what needs to be done to make that vehicle their own. And that's most crucial thing when it comes to us, you know, figuring out the rendering portion of it and the whole overall theme of the design of the vehicle.
So how does it feel once you get a car to somebody and they see it for the first time and they like it?
It's kind of like delivering a baby to them. It makes me very ecstatic to be able to deliver a finished product that I could truly see that they enjoy, and then they really appreciate, you know, the wait time they had before they picked up their project vehicle. Everybody that starts with the process always has a rendering that they can look at for, however many months or maybe even years depending on the project. But for us to deliver that exact rendering in reality, I don't know, one day maybe I'll make someone cry.
Well, most assuredly, they can do the car of your dreams. Check them out at bloodtyperacing.com. We will be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings right after this. Hang on, Sam.
All right.
Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. Now, mud flaps, they're not all that glamorous and you probably don't think about them a whole lot, but here's some folks who do. It's called Rally Armor, and Andrew, you guys sell it at Turn 14 Distribution. Tell me how Rally Armor is different from some of the other mud flaps out there.
Rally Armor is different in the fact that they use a polyurethane material for their UR series mud flaps, which allows maximum vehicle coverage and protection.
Now, how many different colors? I see blue and black, and what kind of variety can we get?
Yeah, absolutely. There's an almost endless combination of colors that are available for you. You've got black and blue, as you mentioned, but there's also white and red, and there's a variety of logo colors as well.
Now, it's not just about the style, it's certainly about the function. Now, tell me why the material is better and why it's superior on Rally Armor.
Sure, this is one of the rarest polyurethanes in the world, as it's been blended proprietarily to Rally Armor. So Rally Armor works with their material suppliers in order to really hone in the material that they use for their mud flaps. They want to make sure that they're flexible so that they can move around when they hit obstacles, but they also need to make sure that they are capable of withstanding the desert heat or even the winter snow conditions.
Of course, mud flaps are very important on a rally car, but even on the street, how important are they to the everyday driver?
They're really important to the everyday driver because they not only protect the vehicle owner's vehicle, their paint, but they also protect the vehicles behind and around them.
So it's a big safety thing as well.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about the Rally Armor mud flaps. What am I getting when I order a set?
All right, so when you order a set of Rally Armor mud flaps, they'll come in a box just like this with Rally Armor branding. They'll include all of the materials that you need to install the mud flaps onto the vehicle, as well as stainless steel bracketry and the mud flaps.
Excellent. And what's the install process like? We watched you do it on the Raptor behind us. How did that work?
It's always an easy install with Rally Armor mud flaps. They're all no-drill installations, and they use existing mounting points for the most part. When they don't, you'll see on the brackets themselves that they actually have welded studs. So Rally Armor is able to add additional fixing points by using the original mounting points and adding their own through their bracketry.
So they thought of everything.
They sure have.
I like it. And then on the Toyota, on the Corolla, you also installed them as well. That didn't take very long either. What was that process like? How was it different from the Raptor?
That process is a little bit different from the Raptor because the brackets are a little bit more complicated, and depending on the rear of the vehicle, you might need to drill 2 holes in the fender liners. But aside from that, it's just a straight screw-on or bolt-on installation, just like every other one of Rally Armor's installations.
One thing I really love is something that's printed on the outside of the box, made in the USA.
Absolutely.
Where are these designed and made?
They're right in the heart of New York City in the Queensboro. They have a small faculty of 9 employees that make every single one of the Rally Armor mud flaps that you see on the road today, as well as the 2 principal owners of the company, but everything's made right there in New York City.
Now we know these are a good product because they're made in the USA. And we also know that because of the stringent approval process they have to go through when they're manufactured.
Absolutely. As an OEM supplier, Rally Armor has to go through a production part approval process for every one of the products that they manufacture. And that's part of their ISO 9001-2015 certification that they had to receive in order to become an OEM supplier.
So you know it's going to fit your vehicle.
Absolutely.
How many different vehicles are we talking about?
Dozens.
And then what if I've got a different tire combination or have done something to tweak the car a little bit? How adjustable are these?
Well, that's one of the coolest part. In addition to the production part approval process, you know these products are going to fit your car because they're also slotted so that they can accommodate different ride heights as well as wheel and tire combinations. In some applications where you have an OEM wheel or tire, maybe you want a more conservative stance for the mud flap, or if you have a big beefy wheel tire combination on your overlanding Crosstrek, maybe you want to pull them out a little bit so that they cover more of that wheel and tire.
What if I have something unusual and my car's not listed on the website and they don't make something for me?
Rally Armor is open to new vehicle suggestions, or they also offer universal applications so that you can custom fit the mud flap to your vehicle yourself.
Outstanding. I can't think of a better product that's out there. Where can they find Rally Armor?
RallyArmor.com.
Turn 14 Distribution, of course, you sell these Rally Armor mats. What else do you guys sell?
We do. We sell Rally Armor in addition to 250 different performance brands, and they're all located in 3 strategic locations throughout the United States, ensuring that we hit 100% of the U.S. in 2 business days or less, and 43% in 1 business day with ground shipping.
43% will get you in the Hall of Fame.
It sure will.
Turn14.com is where you can find them. You can also look for Rally Armor's website, and you can look for us in a couple of minutes when we return to Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings.
Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, is brought to you by Vanata Fabrication. You dream up what you want, and Vanata Fabrication will make it happen. Steel Rubber Products, quality crafted rubber parts and weather stripping. Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. And by BrothersTrucks.com, your #1 source for 1947 to 87 Chevy and GMC truck restoration.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. Now, you know Jeeps are the most customized vehicles in all the land. And when you're looking for something cool for your Jeep, something to make it perform better and look better, Jeep Steel is the place to turn. Now, Buzz, tell me what you've got, what range of Jeeps you cover.
Well, we started out in the JK market about 3 years ago, so we've been doing this for about 3 years. And we've kind of branched off into the other markets, Commanders, Liberties, Cherokees, and Grand Cherokees. We covered the new 2019 JLs, and we do have some Gladiator stuff, and we're going to be adding more to that as well.
It's pretty remarkable to me that you're doing something besides just Wranglers, because those seem like the ones that people are working with the most. But how much in the Grand Cherokee neighborhood are you doing?
Well, we have our bumper line that we started out. We had some requests for Commander products, so we started making bumpers for those. Those took off like crazy. We can't stay caught up on those orders. At that point, we had people saying, okay, you're making the Commander stuff. How about doing that for a Cherokee or Grand Cherokee? So we crossed that over and started doing the same products for them, the front bumpers, the back bumpers, the tire carriers, the armor. So the Grand Cherokee market and the Cherokee market is expanding. We have a lot more products in the computer we are going to release soon, but that's the plan, is just keep going.
We'll talk about the particular parts in a minute, but tell me what sets Jeep Steel apart from the competitors that are out there.
Well, we're 100%, all our products are American made. We don't outsource anything to China. Obviously, that's a big problem now with a lot of big manufacturers. A lot of stuff's going to China, coming back, and all of our stuff is made in-house, going to stay in-house. As long as I'm in charge, it's going to stay in-house and be made in America.
And designed in-house as well.
Designed in-house as well.
And what kind of designs have you come up with here? What did you bring with you?
Well, we have all kinds of product that people have requested. We've got the gear panels for the inside back windows of Commanders, the Liberties, the Cherokees, and the Grand Cherokees. We do the armor for the JKs, the JLs, and soon to be the Gladiator. Taillight covers. We have the bead locks from anywhere from a 15-inch steel wheel to a 20-inch steel wheel.
And those look great, but that's really about performance and safety. Tell me how those work.
Yeah, that's functionality right there. So, when you go rock crawling, there's a chance you can pop that tire off of that bead because you air your tires down. This eliminates that. You may pop the inside bead off, but that's not very often. Most time it's the outside bead. So basically you're squeezing a tire in between this ring and the other ring, bolting it down, and you'll never pop that bead off.
Cool. And you brought some pretty cool brackets here. Tell me what those are.
We have a pretty good range of suspension parts, 4-link suspensions, gussets, different things like that are people that are DIYers who are trying to build their own stuff. They're trying to save money at the house, especially during all that pandemic that went on. So we sell different brackets for that. If somebody needs a special bracket, they can send us a picture of it. They can send us some exact measurements with a cardboard cutout. We'll be glad to make it for them and help them out. We do 3/8, 1/4 inch. And most of your suspension brackets are going to be 3/8 or 1/4 inch. So.
What are some of your most popular items that you're selling these days?
Well, the Commander bumpers are the ones that we just cannot stay caught up on. I never knew there was that much of a following for Commander products, but realistically, the bumpers is what we are totally swamped with orders on.
And let's talk about your bumpers. First of all, they're great looking.
No, thank you.
Very cool designs. And I noticed they're very clean on the seams and everything. Tell me how these are made.
Well, all our bumpers are CNC cut. We design them ourselves. We CNC cut them. They're all 3/16 steel. Or 1/4 inch, depending on where the mounting part is for the bumper. These two are JK bumpers. This obviously would be a bumper for stock fenders that are on a JK that come way out. We make smaller stubbies that are narrower. They have a stinger on them, a tall stinger, a short stinger. And we have customers that call us and say, hey, can you do this? And we'll adjust that stinger. We'll do whatever they want to do to make it. And we're not going to like charge them a huge setup fee to change it. We're going to, just try to make the customer happy.
How much of your work is custom and how much of it is stock stuff?
Well, started out, most of it was custom at the beginning, but then we started getting all that on our website. It turned into, that's our stock product now. And that's the ones we normally sell a lot of on our bumpers. And other products like that. The thing is, if they want to customize those bumpers, if they want to add something, they want to take something away, we'll be glad to sit down and come up with a design for them, shoot them a picture of it and see if they're happy with it, and then do it for them.
Of course, you make everything right there, design everything right there. What kind of warranty do you offer?
Well, when we send our products out, very rarely do we send them out bare metal. They're finished. So when they go out on a pallet, they are wrapped unbelievably. Some people have called us and said, hey man, it's like Christmas time. I don't even know how to open this thing up because we don't want them to get them damaged. On the rare occasion when they've been damaged, we've taken care of that customer because that's part of it. You gotta, even if we lose money, we're gonna make sure the customer's taken care of. And as far as durability, if they use the product and it comes up with, some reason they tore it up. I had a customer in Canada, for instance. He put a brand new Commander bumper on, got hit by 2 cars on both sides, totaled it out. Really, the bumper was fixable, but I called him and said, hey man, when you get ready to get a new Commander, and he did, I'm gonna do it for you for half price.
So if I've got a Jeep and I want to upgrade it, where can I find you?
Well, our website is jeepsteel.com. You can follow us on Facebook or Instagram at Jeepsteel.
Well, Buzz, thank you for joining us, and thank you folks at home for joining us as well. We appreciate your coming along for the ride here on Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. We will be back next week. In the meantime, you can find us on our Facebook page. Drop us a note. Let us know what you'd like to see on the show. You can also email Jeff at masterstv.com. From our entire crew here, we will see you next time.